I'm not gonna go easy on you, Dad. Okay?
What's up guys, Alucard here, your favorite lab monster from New York. Now today I'm going to be partnering up with DashFight to bring you a character guide for anyone trying to learn Adult Gohan. Now before we start, please be sure to subscribe to DashFight for more character guides and check out their website for all things FGC.
Man, if I don't hurry, I'm gonna be late for the conference.
Okay, so now let's talk about Adult Gohan's buttons. Adult Gohan has some of the best buttons in the game, to be quite honest. He has an insane reaching 5M, which starts up at 9 frames. It hits round star on the 12th or 11th, depending on the character size. And I think it's swell on, yeah, swell on little, you know, smaller characters. But either way, his 2M is also 12 frames. His 5H is 11 frames, which is crazy because it's massive. Like you can see right there. And he also has some unique normals when he's in level 1, which is he has access to a command normal, which is 3L, and this starts up at 9 frames, and on block this is actually pretty good. So you're -2 on block, but the thing is you're -2 no matter what. You can hold it down, -2, hold it down slightly, -2. So you can do it like as long as you want, within the time frame of holding down the button and letting it go. And this applies a lot of mix-ups and a lot of mind games, like to mess up with your opponent, because it's still tied to a normal that's on your L. So you do this and you can still continue with pressure, right? Now the other command normal that he has that's amazing is his 3H. 3H is an 8-frame normal that has air invul properties on the 6th frame. And just like 2H has air invul on the 4th frame. Now the difference is that yes, the 2H is faster for the air invul, but 3H gives you properties that 2H does not. So for instance, 2H does not let you jump cancel on hit, whereas 3H does, while still getting a semblance of anti-air properties. So if your opponent is in the air, in the corner, and like, you know, you want to run up and you don't want to necessarily commit to the 2H, you can, you know, run up and 3H them and jump cancel and do whatever you want. So you can do legs, you can do, you know, the list goes on and on, but it's pretty nasty, the applications. To be honest, most of the combos are still getting explored with this character because of the changes that they did with the 5L lunging a little bit more forward, and the 2L's faster startup. So a lot of people have more access to better combos and routing for the character. But yeah, 3H is an amazing button. 5M is an amazing button. Those two are probably my favorite buttons right now. Followed by probably Machine Gun Punch. Those buttons leave a lot of room for creativity and let you be free on your offense. Okay, so the next button I would like to talk about is Adult Gohan's 2L. Now Adult Gohan's 2L is pretty nuts because it's actually 7-frame startup and 0 on block. Now that is pretty insane because Adult Gohan can start in 2L and end in 2L, because he can actually start his string with 2L and then go into his auto combo, which for some reason resets his starting button and ends in the 2L. Now he can start it like this, boom, and he's back at 2L. Now if your opponent wants a mash there, you're still 0, so you can backdash and punish their mash, and then now you have a combo, you know, and so on and so forth. So it's really good, it's really strong, and you use it in conjunction with, you know, the 3L strings and stuff like that, because you can start with this, boom, 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 3L, you know. So there's a lot to do with this character, and there's a lot of player expression with this character. It's one of the reasons why I'm actually playing the character this season, because I really like the buffs that he got, and he feels really fluid.
Become DashFight supporter on Patreon. Get early access to DashFight Guides. Click the link in the description.
Okay, so now let's get into Adult Gohan's and BnBs. Now, for starters, Adult Gohan is a completely different character from his leveled up form when he's at level 0. And what this means is that he actually loses out on different properties, like legs being faster, EX legs lasting longer on block. His Dragon Punch gets changes as well. So your combos are a little bit different, and so you have to learn how to convert appropriately. So one of the biggest changes is his back fist, and that I really want to talk about because you cannot convert off of a smash and into tracking back fist like you can at level 1 when you're not at level 1. Boom. So level 1 and higher, you have access to that, and that's really, really important. Okay, let me show you some combos. Okay, and now his 5L start mid-screen. It's pretty similar to the 5M version. But you just can't do the second rep pretty much. Still does a ton of damage, and that was off the 5L mid-screen. Alright, so now I'm going to go over Adult Gohan's level 0 combo. This one's a little harder to do than the leveled up version, because you have to do that little cancel right there. But it does a ton of damage, and this is level 0. Takes you all the way to the corner, just like the leveled up version. And yeah, just remember that you have to keep track of his levels in order to do the correct combos. And so his 5L start, when he's leveled up, at least to level 1, he can actually do a ton of different routes, but this is the thing I like to do because it builds 2 bars, and I have the combo pretty much down packed and consistent. I'm able to do it online. That's a good. That's always a good metric. So it's 44.72 before super, and 61.30 after spending all the bars. So it's actually really strong. It is my go-to off of 5L. Like again, it builds a ton of bar. Without the lab coat, you still build 2 bars, by the way. Without the lab coat extension or the assist extension. I'll do it again just to show you guys. So it's really strong. Alright, so now we're gonna go over Adult Gohan's 5M combo mid-screen. So this is pretty much the same thing as the level 0, right? Where you take you all the way to the corner, you build a ton of bar, does a ton of damage. And it's a little easier though. But it's more or less a very similar route. So it's easy to remember, and this is why these are my go-tos. Alright, so let's talk about Adult Gohan's assists. Now, his assists are actually pretty insane. Where his A assist starts up in about 18 to 19 frames and has 29 frames of block stun, which allows you to do some pretty messed up super dash. You know, like the classic super dash assist. Let's put him to just guard first only. You know, that's still 50-50s in the corner, and it's just every character loves it. Also, the fact that you can, you know, hover around your opponent and call him and still be plus a billion when you land is just way too strong. Now he also hits pretty high, so I'm gonna set the computer now to just jump so you can see how high he actually hits him. You know, so your opponent's trying to get away, you can do this, and then you can still call the Adult Gohan, like air to air him, call him late, and they think that they're gonna be able to dash under you, right? And so they just can't because Adult Gohan comes out so fast, 18 frames, just punching them in the face. So be on the lookout for his A assist because it's really strong. Now his B assist is also pretty good, and in my opinion his A assist is way too strong to like deny using. But if you really truly feel like you need a mix-up assist, it's actually not that bad because it has 30 frames of startup and 45 frames of block stun. Now there you can just go crazy on your opponent. You can do whatever you want. 45 frames is like the world's your oyster. So just go crazy with mix-ups, and I'm interested to see what you guys can create. And okay, so Adult Gohan also has a C assist that's pretty good as well. If you are into C assists, personally I do not like using them because of the long cooldown for them. But he has a beam one, which is really strong to have a beam assist. in this game has always been, you know, projectile full screen, covers a lot of ground, and if it hits, you get a full combo, and you can do whatever you want. So it's one of the more better CSS in the game, because it still starts up relatively fast. It's 33 frames. It's a beam. It auto confirms because it's a CSS. So it's one of the better CSS in the game. All right, so let's talk about Adult Gohan's unleashed potential, which is his super. So he has different forms give him different unlock potential. So like level 0, he has everything weaker, like his special moves, and he doesn't have access to 3L, which is the multi-punch hit move. This move right here, he does not have that at level 0. As you can see, I can't get it. And his Dragon Punch is also shorter. He also loses out on damage because his combos have to change into weaker versions of themselves. And on level 1, he gets, you know, so much more. He gets a 3L, he gets a better DP. Now he gets the combo of his DP. He can do tons and tons of stuff. His medium DP lunges like half screen, just crazy. Legs is multi-hitting special move. As you see here, you get to do the whole thing. He also has access to EX legs, gets better as well, because they get longer, more active. And the most important one is teleport back fist. So now his light version is back fist teleports instead of the other version when he's a 0. He does not teleport at all. So then again after that, level 3, he gets double air dash, just like Gogeta 4. So you can jump around, double jump, and then air dash. And then level 5, he gets reverse beat, which means that he gets to go back to a previous button, whereas normally you'd only be able to do like light into mediums into heavies. And when you're in reverse beat, you're allowed to go from mediums to light to heavy. So you just go to wherever button you want to that you have not used already. So your strings can get super creative. You can start with light, and yeah, you can start with light, go to M, and into L, you know? Like, you can go all over the place. So it gets really difficult for your opponent to understand what type of stagger you're going for. And this is probably my favorite version of Adult Gohan, because I get to be very, very creative. And not just with that, you can also be creative with your combos. His combos get so fun. And you can do tons of combos. Like you could do this in the corner. You could do 5M, and the world is yours, sir. So Adult Gohan gets really, really fun and really, really crazy in reverse beat. Alright, so level 7. Level 7 is kind of crazy because just like level 5, you still have access to reverse beat, but now you have reverse beat on your special moves. It sounds kind of crazy, but you can cancel special moves into special moves. You just can't use the same one over and over. So I can't go to like light into light legs, light EX. EX legs. So you can do legs into back fist. So you can do legs into back fist, into DP if you can link it or whatever. You can do more easier version to explain it is you can do that, right? So you do beam into EX back fist. Like, this is all from getting hit by beam. They took 6,000 damage, you know? So it's pretty crazy. But the most important part is getting DP into legs, and that allows you to do basically your wake up option, which is invincible, into a combo. And you know, you can in the corner it gets even more crazy because you can start linking all of this stuff together and get wild combos. I mean, that was super basic, but you can even start doing like beam into DP over and over, and it gets pretty wild. So the character is pretty intense in level 7. Level 7 is kind of probably the most broken character in the game. because of having access to the reversal and just keeping your opponent on their toes at all times, because of everything is reverse beatable. Your buttons, your special moves, so they don't know what to expect. And you're pretty much, if they leave a gap in their string and you're mashing DP, guess what? You get a combo now. So that's kind of crazy to have access to. Okay, so a weakness of this character is that he is a lot weaker in his level 0 form than he is in any of the other forms leveled up because of his special moves. For instance, like, look how far DP goes when you're level 1, and level 0, your DP is way shorter. So obviously, you know, people can bait with backdash, and when you're level 0, and when you're level 1, you kind of can't really do that unless you super hard call it out early, and then the opponent still does it. Another big thing is that when he's leveled up, he can't do, you know, this mix-up if your opponent has a bar, because they could just guard cancel. And the mix-up I'm talking about is when you call your assists and you can, you know, do a high-low there and get 50-50. So you pretty much want to just stagger every them and go for your mix like this, and, you know, your super dash assist. The classic, the good old tried and true. And now they buffed the 5L, so now you can do it from any of your buttons. Let's set her to all guard, just for the sake of example. Now you can do it from, you know, from far away, whereas before you only could really do it off of like your 5L pretty much, or 5M, because you need to be really close to the opponent to get the 5L. So now you can still end in your safe button, that's 0, and super dash and still get your 5L to connect. And so you're still connecting, and I'm a good distance away from the opponent, so it's actually really strong. Some things that Adult Gohan excels at is the fact that he has some of the best block strings in the game, being able to end in 0 and end in, you know, -1 if they block the key blast. So and all of this stuff happens. You can just end it. You know, I can just end it for one string and just start walking away, or you know, I can continue pressure with my assists and just do different things to open up your opponent. You can, you know, you can just teleport behind them and all types of stuff. So that's pretty much what he's really good at. And on top of that, he also hurts, as you saw in these combos that I showed you, from 5L, 5M, it doesn't matter, he's gonna make it hurt. So long as you keep it optimal, you guys should be able to excel with Adult Gohan very well. Alright guys, so that pretty much covers what I wanted to go over in this video for Adult Gohan. You can also check out all things shown in this video in the text version via the link in the description below. And if you like this video, please leave a like or a comment below with your thoughts. Thanks for watching.